Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I get to welcome you to a terrific Tuesday, and I'm going to call it a Telitha Tuesday because my guest, Telitha Floyd, is in the building, Social Services Coordinator for PK Management. She's going to be sharing with us some ways that she's bringing resources directly to the residents through her role, and I'm really excited to learn about her approach, but I'm also excited that you're here joining us. This is basically y'all the best time in the show for you to share this show with other folks and let them know what we do here on the Day with Trae, and that we're always delivering that daily dose of dopeness that they could also benefit from. So please share this show with others. Now, I get to say that, you know, before I kind of get into it with Telitha, y'all know if you need to watch this show in a different format, like listening to it, we are available anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network in the Day with Trae and you'll find us there. So, you know, there's something really specific about the role that Telitha has and some of the things that I used to do as a community builder at Africatown Community Land Trust. What I love is that we do have folks that are dedicated in our communities to making sure that resources are well known. And now in my role in the state, I'm doing very similar work, but at a different level, right? Because now it's like, how do I make sure everyone in Washington knows about resources? And there's something really special about resources. I was a recipient of resources as a young person through services my parents were getting, and also as a young adult. You know, while I was in school and needing additional help, there were pathways that I was able to utilize to make sure that my family had what they needed at the time when I was still trying to figure out what my career path was going to be. And so no matter where you are in your lifetime, if you can benefit from resources, I want to just guide you to a website that's available to everyone in Washington State. It is called WAFORALL, WAFORALL.wa.gov. This website has resources that are available in all 39 counties. There's over 200 plus resources there, and they are categorized, y'all. So if you're looking for housing services, if you're looking for food, transportation, if you're looking for specific services regarding your community, they are there. And I'm excited because this is some work I've been doing in my role at the state, and it's beautiful because I recognize that there are so many resources everywhere. So if you're someone who has resources that you're utilizing in your life, or if you are a steward of resources like Telitha is, I am encouraging you to go to this website, click on share your resources, okay? That will pull up a form that you could embed resources that you are using or that you are sharing with others, and make sure that everyone in Washington State who can use that resource has the opportunity to do so. So go to waforall.wa.gov, click on share your resources, and make sure that others can benefit from the work that you're doing or from the resources that you're receiving. Well, up next, we got Telitha Floyd in the building. We're going to be learning all about her approach to bringing resources to residents through PK Management. Y'all don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off
We are given the platform here with no fear.
always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
In Seattle, it's more than just coffee. It's community. At the station, we brew more than just your favorite cup. We brew connection. From Beacon Hill to Columbia City, we're a space for artists, activists, and everyone in between. A place to gather, create, and simply be. Whether you need a quiet place to work, a lively spot to meet friends, or just a moment to unwind, find your place at the station. More than coffee, it's home. Visit us in Beacon Hill or Columbia City. The station, where community happens.
Working with Dentroman has been totally different than working with a traditional bank.
They're real, and they meet you right where you stand.
I was recently funded, and that money has just changed the trajectory of what we're able to do and our output. This has been just more than just funding or a one-on-one connect. It's been an opportunity for us to really grow and connect and build roots within the community.
As a small business owner, you need to put your faith into the right people, and they seem like good people to put their faith into.
Welcome back, y'all, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now, we got Telitha in the building. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good today.
It's good to be with you again.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you know, this is really exciting because you came to this area through a whole other body of work, and you and I connected on that, participatory budgeting. You were doing amazing, making sure that we were informed in community, so thank you for all of your effort there. But I'm like, wait a minute, you still here? Like the project wrapped, and you're like, yeah, girl, I'm here. I'm on this board, I'm doing this thing. And I said, oh, look, we get to continue to benefit from your brilliance. So tell us about some of the things that you experienced coming up here and that made you say, you know what, I could plant some roots here.
Well, definitely. It was amazing being able to come into community with a legacy behind me, with knowing that there was a need for community and actually being able to hear all of the voices. I think that was the most exciting part for me. I'm really a boots to the ground kind of girl. So when it came to deciding to find out about the people here in community, I just embedded myself in community. I went and volunteered everywhere I could possibly volunteer. I would go online to see who was doing what in community and just show up and offer myself to community. When the process started, that's what made me so able to connect with my contract members because I was already out there doing the work. I'm a natural service provider anywhere I go. I make sure that I know what the local resources are. First thing I did when I got here was call 211. I vetted them. I vet 211 everywhere I go because I think it's important if you refer somebody to a service that you know exactly how it works because there's a lot of trauma that comes into searching for services. The position that you're already in to have to look for services when you need them is already stressful enough. So making sure that people are able to actually get in contact with the resources that I'm providing to them is super important to me. So with that, I started creating a catalog of reliable community resources for people, organizations that were doing just about anything from childcare to food banks to tax services to rides, whatever you could imagine. I was making sure that I was keeping a wheelhouse of those services in my back pocket.
Wow. I mean, that's not too many people do that. And so I can say that I experienced the genuine nature and approach you came to saying, no, I'm here to build relationships and community, and I really want to thank you for that. We really need to do a better job, I think, up here in Seattle area of merging our communities for those who have just moved here for work or whatever else, whatever brought you here. How can we, as those who are maybe natives of this area, you know, embrace you as you come in? I think we really work to do a good job of it. And I'm always like, how can we do better? So I really appreciate you being such a great example of that because you are everywhere and I see you all over the place. So it's amazing to see you embed yourself in community in that way. Now, in your role as social services coordinator, I mean, clearly there is a need with your residents, but you said, look, this is just who you are. So you're really well suited for this role. Tell us about how you said, I'm going to bring direct resources to the residents in the role you have now.
Well, it was pretty easy. So I applied for a position as a social services coordinator, and what that looks like at PK Management in general is just making sure that people stay in their forever home. That's our motto. And that looks like making sure that whatever concerns a resident may have, that we are able to resource that for them. So I deal with the elderly as well as developmentally disabled. So there's a lot of community resources that they're looking for, such as transportation, caregivers, food services, rental assistance, doctors, dentists, podiatrists, just many things that they're not able to resource on their own. A lot of people don't realize as you get older, not all of us have family. Not all of us have people that are willing to reach out and help. And then sometimes our pride doesn't allow us to do that either. So what I do is I keep a case management file at our organization. Social service coordination is optional. So they don't have to participate. It's not anything that's required in their lease, but they have a place where they can go to when they have a concern. So I have clients that range from the age of 18 all the way up to 96. When it comes to the services that I provide on the monthly basis, I make sure that there's activities for them, make sure that they can commune with each other. So I like to teach a sense of belonging, because we have about 100 residents, and I feel like the greatest resource is the people around you, and the best way to get to know the people around you is to break bread with them. So every month we have a potluck, we have storytelling, we have fitness, we have educational, we have go green, we have library moments, and those are all calls that I made into community and said, hey, I have this apartment complex, we have this community room, and we just would love to have you come in for an hour a day, spend some time with us, and let us know what you have to offer. And from that came the Seattle Public Library coming once a month and trading books and videos. A lot of our residents love that because it allows for them to engage inside of their apartment, because a lot of them don't necessarily want to do the community engagement activities, but they love being able to get out and do things. Also, we have a yoga instructor that comes in every other month, so they're able to do some slow yoga, just get interactive. We have a quota at our property that we want to have at least 85% of our members engaged, our residents there engaged in some types of services. And right now I'm at about 92%. Nice. So they're really loving the service coordination. Right now, with everything that's going on in the world, because we have to speak to that. They have a huge concern about their Medicaid. They have a huge concern about their food. So right now we have a contract with West Seattle Food Bank, who actually physically comes to our location every Friday. Wow. And they set up a food service area. They let them get a nice grocery bag full of fresh produce, meat products, and they don't have to try to get out to go there. So it's not just about giving them a referral or a service. It's also, for me, in my role and just the way that I am, it's making sure that it's the most equitable way to get that service. We're dealing with the elderly, so they shouldn't have to get out in the weather or try to figure out a ride to get to what they need. Being able to bring those services directly to them, it does something to me. It just gives me this sense of joy, knowing that they're able to take care of their basic needs right there from their home.
Wow. I mean, now this is, so listening to you talk about this, all I could think of is this is the future model for every apartment complex, period. You know, especially those who have this space, like a community room, things of that nature, repurpose the gym for some time to make sure that people can get these resources when they have the space to do this, because some don't have the space. And it's interesting because I'm a homeowner now, but I live in a condo community, and I miss that level of camaraderie, right? Like, it's not necessarily there. I guess I could participate in the homeowners association meetings and I would get to know my neighbors more. But I'm always busy when they have them. But anyway, I love this as a model, Telitha. I mean, you're talking about direct services to residents in ways that I really haven't heard be done before in this regard, especially when it's voluntary and it's not a part of them signing a lease. We do have some spaces that these kinds of services are embedded in them being a resident there. Like, this is just what we do as a building. But it sounds like you came in and said, I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to make connections with organizations who are already providing services, and I'm going to bring it right to the residents. How have people been responding to this? I mean, to this, you know, access to all these resources.
So when I first got there, although there's been a social services coordinator role at the building for the last 5 years, they were unaware that it existed or what it really did. They thought, okay, you make copies, you help us get a ride sometimes, but they weren't quite sure what was going on. So I did a series of surveys and I actually asked them in the beginning what the services are like versus the services just about a month ago. And they were like, it is so exciting to actually have someone here that cares. It's like we can feel that you care. It makes us want to be more motivated to actually get help. I have one resident that she's probably almost 96 years old, and she is unfortunately a victim of identity theft. And she didn't know what to do with that. Like, she's got tax problems, she couldn't get a bank account, so we really sat down and case managed it. She's like, I don't know what I would do if you weren't here. She's like, I don't have family that's patient enough to sit down and do this with me, and I don't have too many more years left, so really I wasn't going to care about it. She's like, but the way that you handle everyone as though they're your family member, it makes me really want to come and spend more time with you, talk to you. So it's like, I feel like I have a whole bunch of uncles, aunties, grandmas, like, and that is exactly how I treat them. My model is how I want somebody to treat my parents, how I want somebody to treat my grandparents. So I come in with that same heart, and it's just amazing to watch. Like, my birthday just passed, and everybody gave me cards and flowers, and I've only been there 90 days. So I've been able to impact people so dramatically, and it really warms my heart, because at this stage in my life, I've acquired a position that I would advocate for in community, a role that I believe is needed everywhere we go. Every housing complex should have someone on site to be able to manage the things that the manager can't manage, because it is a big job for a manager to know this is a good family. I don't quite know what's going on with them because that's not my scope of work, but how do I help them? I've seen property managers try to play this role, and because they're not given the services, the training, the accessibility, the knowledge, it really falls by the wayside. Yeah. So I really do think it is a model that people can 50-50. Like, I not only have a degree in the area, but I have a degree in business. So I tell people all the time, it's equitable for not just community members, but also businesses, because you're keeping someone in their forever home. You're giving them the services they need. That's cutting down on evictions. That's cutting down on displacement into community. You're actually helping the bottom line of community keep people housed and in place, which then they don't realize right now, but that makes them eligible for grants and loans. And this is not a non-for-profit organization. This is a for-profit business that has now, in a dual way, created an ability to get grants, an ability to get funding, ability to get HUD homes and Section 8 spaces so that they can be more fruitful. So I really just think that this is something that definitely can be put into regular structured apartment complexes, condos, even homeowners associations, to be able to have someone on task to be able to manage or case manage community in a way that shows equity and love, I think is the bottom line that we are looking for, especially in this time and in this season.
Well, you're filling that void in such a beautiful way, and it's clear that, you know, you're motivated by not only your own experiences and your history as you shared, but also that your care for others is shining through in such a phenomenal way. And it's great to hear, happy belated birthday, right? So it's great to hear that the residents were gathering around to make sure that they showed you love back, but it creates harmony in place. And that's what I think is really special. We need more of those examples, because, you know, we are suffering from a housing crisis here in the Pacific Northwest. It is real. I love this idea of your forever home, right? Because for some, that is really the reality. Like, where can I be where I can feel like this is mine? I can feel comfortable here. I feel great being in this space. I love coming home to my house, right? Like, it doesn't matter what the housing structure is for me, whether it's a home, a condo, an apartment, a rental, whatever. Ultimately, how do you feel walking into the place? And you are clearly creating an amazing atmosphere and environment for people to really feel so at home when they do step through the doors. Now, in terms of, you know, what you're excited about in terms of next steps, I mean, you're already doing so much in 90 days, but I can only imagine that you have things that you want to continue to bring to the space. So I have that question, but I'm also going to share, like, after, I want to know how people can tap in, right? Because if they're a service provider, they need to make sure that they're tapped in with you. But first, let's start with some things that you're excited about, kind of expanding on what you've created.
Right now, I'm super excited about just being able to educate people on what belonging looks like. I think a lot of the time we don't realize that the way the system is set up, it's individualizing us. But what our community needs, what everybody needs to understand, is that we all deserve to belong to each other in one way or another. The sphere of concern is so small right now, but once you start teaching a model that can be duplicated, it replicates itself. I'm right now trying to show what I call our elders the way to be able to still pour back into community, because also often sometimes we get older and think that we're of no use. So what I've created, which I'm super excited about, is sitting at the feet of the elders in our building. So there are younger residents there that need knowledge, and there are older residents there that have the knowledge. They're so scared to share because they don't know that they can be in the same spaces together. I intentionally facilitate those activities for them, which I know is very unique to my property only, so that they understand that you can bridge that gap, and that's really what it takes. We don't always have to agree on things. We don't always have to come from the same place, but what we do have to know is that we can belong to each other. We can accept our differences, and we can build on those. We can become each other's strengths and our weakness. So I spend a lot of time in my building making sure that we know that we belong to each other, because when I first got there, there's a lot of tension. It's like, what are people's motives? I'm excited about the potlucks because the purpose of those potlucks are to make sure that everybody in the building has a sufficient meal or engagement with each other. We donate to the community refrigerator downstairs when we know other residents may not have everything that it is they need. So we're creating a system that creates no lack in our building, which I'm hoping that after I get in and my boss sees some reviews, that she is able to allow me to duplicate this in other places.
Wow. Telitha, I'm so moved by you, girl. I mean, I am truly touched. You are doing something that I have envisioned for years. Like, this is what we need in our communities. We need direct service. We need direct service that is rooted in cultural responsiveness and love,
Yes.
And you are just doing that. So shine and all the love to you. Of course, if folks are like, I got resources, how do I tap in? I want to connect with you. I want to serve the residents in your building. Look right there. Let them know how they stay plugged in with you.
So that is exactly what I'm looking for. You can actually reach out to me at tfloyd@pkmanagement.com. Email me. We're looking for service providers that do health and wellness, any type of education, cultural competency education. We want to learn about different cultures. We want to learn about different laws. We want to learn about afterlife planning. We want to learn about finances. We have people in there that are looking for home ownership opportunities. So there are so many different programs that I would love to introduce. I'm in one of those positions right now where I can do anything. We have 4 programs that we do a month, so I have spaces always available. Just again, reach out to me at tfloyd@pkmanagement.com, and that would be the best way to reach me, but you can also give me a call, leave me a message at 206-644-8141.
Wow. Telitha, thanks so much.
Thank you.
It's truly inspiring. I'm so moved by it. Anytime you want to share more examples of what you're bringing to community, please stop by.
All right. Thank you.
Wow. Y'all, I'm just moved right now. I'm going to wrap all this up right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Here on Back to Basa, it's always been important to me that we uplift stories from across the region, and that no matter where you live in the nation, you never have to miss a moment of the show as we continue to highlight the beauty, excellence, and resilience of our communities across the Pacific Northwest. Why? Because representation matters. So no matter where you live, be it the Central District or Centralia, Portland or Pullman, or anywhere across the country, I encourage you to join me on this Back to Basa journey by downloading the free Fox Local app on your phone or smart TV as we continue to elevate the very best in our communities.
Treat your loved ones with your favorite holiday tradition, the Nutcracker. Performed by PNB's incredible company of dancers to the live magic of the PNB Orchestra at Seattle Center's McCaw Hall. For tickets, visit pnb.org.
Powerful sentiments, live musical performances, and soul food are all reasons you should grab your tickets to the annual Reparations, a Party for the People Gala on Saturday, November 8th. This year, we're celebrating wins for reparations and setting a powerful vision for the year ahead. We can't wait to see you there.
Welcome back, y'all, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I'm so moved by Telitha. Huge shout out to her for her love and care for community And she's just showcasing it at such a phenomenal way in a micro level that we can take in and make this the real way of doing things, of connecting in our communities. We need more of this. We need more of this kind of love and care. And I'm so grateful that she came on today to share her example of how she's doing it. You know, it wasn't modeled for her. She just said, this is how I'm going to do this role. This is what I'm going to bring to it. And in 90 days, she has 92% of the residents in her building participating in these resources. And it is because not only are they beneficial, but everybody does need to feel a sense of belonging. And we have to be intentional about how we create that in our communities, in our spaces, within our families, and beyond. We have to do that work. We can't wait for somebody else to do it. So I want y'all to be just as inspired as I am by the sharing of Telitha today. You know, there might be a way that you can contribute to your neighborhood, your community, your apartment complex. If there's something that you can bring to just shed some light, do a sliver of what she's doing. You don't have to have the role to do it. Maybe you already are someone who is connected in community and realizes there's a community board at my apartment. Let me just put up a list of these resources that I've been helping folks with or that have helped me, right? It's simple. You can get it.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.